The next talk is the Trusted CI Fellows panel led by Dana Brunson. Dana is the Executive Director for Research Engagement at Internet2. Dana?
Thanks, Scott. So welcome everybody, and I'm glad you can make it to hear about our awesome Trusted CI Fellows program and our current cohort of panelists. I'm going to give them a chance to talk to you later, but our current group is Jerry, Laura, Lenny, Sanji, Sarati, and Tanya. And since we have such a short time, I'm going to give you a very brief overview of the program, and then give each of them a chance to talk. So the Trusted CI program started in 2019 as an effort to broaden the impact of Trusted CI across both geographic and disciplinary measures. The fellows have access to training and other resources to foster their professional development in cybersecurity, of course. And the aim is that the fellows kind of act as liaisons between Trusted CI and their various communities, whether that's a different scientific discipline or geographic area, and also to communicate those issues back to Trusted CI to help inform us on how we can better serve the community. So the components of this program, so we have a virtual institute, and this is 20 or sometimes more weekly Zoom sessions on cybersecurity. We have speakers come in and discussions and various things like that. In a normal year, we have travel support to PERC and this summit, plus one other mutually agreed event. And since we didn't get to travel this year, our hope is to at least get to meet up in person someday. And then by the end of the year, each of them will present it or write a short white paper on the cybersecurity needs of their community and what they might do to do that. And then they continue on in the future to be part of Trusted CI. So I want to give a shout out to the 2019 fellows. I think I've seen Shafak, Anshul, Jay, and Gabby, at least here today, who are still involved with either transition to practice, summit planning, the framework, and various other things that Trusted CI does. And so I don't want to bury the lead, but the 2021 fellows applications are open. It's on the website. If you go to trustedci.org/fellows, you can check on that. They're due November 6th. And on Monday, the 28th, this coming Monday at 11 a.m. Central, we're having an office hours on Slack. So if you're on the discussed list, you've probably got an email about that. And if not, you can just ask me or any of the others how to get into the Slack channel if you're not there. So that's the super brief overview. And here are our 2020 Trusted CI Fellows. We're just about to the end of our virtual institute. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen right now, and then I'm gonna hand it off on our predicted order. So Sanji is gonna be up first. And so prepare your questions when you have them, and we'll be ready with those either on Whova maybe, or raise your hand here in Zoom. So with that, I'd like to hand it off to Sanjay.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hi, my name is Sanji Wong. I'm currently a cyber infrastructure engineer at the University of Missouri. My main jobs include assisting with pursuing research grants at our institution, participating into many research projects with the CI concerns, and assisting teaching undergraduate and graduate level courses here, and providing CI support to faculty, students, and staff on using cloud platforms, networking, cybersecurity, software development, and all other kind of things. So as we all know, cybersecurity has become an essential part of every research and development project worldwide. So many of these research and development projects, they require expertise in cybersecurity to ensure the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of scientific applications, as well as sensitive data. And also there's a clear lack of cybersecurity professionals here at our institution, and probably everywhere else in the world. So that's the main of my motivation to apply for the Trusted CI Fellowship program here. And with this program, I was hoping to get access to the numerous resources and networking opportunities provided by the Trusted CI community, and to enhance my knowledge and skills in cybersecurity, and try to leverage these resources to help our research and education community here. So the final one is try to, as Dana said, I would be interested in being a liaison between our community and the Trusted CI community to promote collaborations if needed. So during the courses of this fellowship so far, our Trusted CI mentors, Vaughn and Dana, they have provided very great efforts and resources to all of the fellows here. And we were able to know and learn a lot from invited experts, speakers in our virtual institute. And we learned a lot in the cybersecurity areas, ranging from policies and compliances, attack and defense mechanisms, and security in research environment and HPCs, and many more. Besides these hands-on experience, the Trusted CI has sponsored us to attend several security conferences, such as the Cybersecurity Summit here, and keep us informed of the new trends and technologies in cybersecurity. So as well as networking opportunities to know many and get known by many folks in this area here. So these resources and opportunities are really, really great for me to have. So along with this fellowship program and training process, and as a part of the commitment for this program, currently I'm actively engaged in many research projects here that involves cybersecurity concepts and concerns. So I'm involved in developing a Mizzou Cyber Range, the platform for workforce training in cybersecurity, and I am assisting faculty members in teaching cybersecurity courses by providing hands-on labs to the class. And I already mentored a cybersecurity summer camp for high school students. And all these engagements were largely owed to the efforts that are offered by Trusted CI fellowship program. So I believe these are benefiting both our local community and the Trusted CI and the cybersecurity communities, and also broadening and diversifying Trusted CI's impact in this area. So I'm very grateful to the Trusted CI fellowship program for having me as a part, and so far it has been a great and successful experience for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sanjay. And next up, Jerry.
Hi, I'm Jerry Perez. I am the Director of Cyber Infrastructure Operations at University of Texas at Dallas. And my interest in Trusted CI was to grow into cybersecurity in a way that would make my job more effective. I see that there's a great need for securing our cyber infrastructure. So my primary tasks are research support through the cyber infrastructure. We design, we build, we maintain cyber infrastructure for the researchers on campus. And so in order to better serve our researchers, I was really interested in what Trusted CI had to offer. And I was very delighted, attending all the meetings and informed when I discovered that many of the methods and some of the software that we're going to be using to secure our cyber infrastructure was directly developed through Trusted CI. At UTD, we are looking at expanding our research collaboration with other UT system schools, and we have a new project that just got funded through the NSF called Trekkies. And as a result of that, we are looking for ways of federating the cyber infrastructure so that many universities can use it with very little, what's the word? I would say barriers, or very little ways of logging in that would cause, any kind of delay. So Trusted CI developed something called CI Logon, and it's going to allow us to federate how we share the cyber infrastructure. So this was just one example of how I was able to be enriched by what is offered in the program. There's just so much information, and you can choose different paths within Trusted CI whether you wanted to go a technical route, you're trying to find a technical solution, or you're trying to find a social solution, you know, because CI is not just computers, it's people. And there are different types of people that are responsible for the CI. And so for me, it was eye-opening to see that there are non-technical people who are involved. And so it's really nice to see that Trusted CI accommodates all. It has a very broad tent and everyone's welcome. And so I was very pleased, very humbled to be able to see such diversity within Trusted CI. And so I'm going to take back with me after this year solutions that will help us, one, solve our technical problems, but two, help our people integrate better with each other, especially across institutions and across colleges and departments within the university. So with that, I want to thank the Trusted CI for giving me the opportunity to be a member of the group. And I'm very happy and I'm humbled to be a member. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Jerry. That's very nice. Now let's pass the torch to Lenny. You're still muted, Lenny, and while you're unmuting, I just want to say that I love your shirt.
All right, yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. Sorry about that. My name is Linjung Kooon, and I go by Lenny, and I am the student researcher that Wong mentioned yesterday in his amazing talk. And thanks to what I learned from the Trusted CI Virtual Institute and the Trusted CI program, and I am now a postdoc researcher working with the HPC group at the Pacific Northwest National Lab and doing research between high-performance computing, machine learning, and cybersecurity. And I applied for the Fellows Program when I was a final year PhD student at the University of California, Merced. My PhD research topic was related to cybersecurity and cyber infrastructure, and which is high-performance systems, error resilience, and data integrity in HPC. And at that moment, I was looking for jobs, and I want to find a job that is related to cybersecurity, system security, and HPC systems, such that I can build a career on top of my PhD research. And so I was looking for opportunities to learn more topics in cybersecurity to expand my horizon in this field. And that is the very motivation that I applied for the Fellows Program. And as you can see, the results turned out well, and I am very grateful to the Fellows Program, Dana, Wong, Diana, and my fellow fellows for bringing me here today and for the knowledge that I learned in the Fellows Virtual Institute from ground up in the past year. And we had a Virtual Institute seminar every week on Wednesday. And these seminars and invited speakers are very awesome. And I really enjoyed all of these topics and talks. And for you, my friend, if you want to build your career related to cybersecurity and cyber infrastructure, and if you are passionate and concerned about cybersecurity and cyber infrastructure, I strongly encourage you to apply for the Trusted CI Fellows Program. And if you are welcome to reach out to me if you would like to learn more about the Fellows Program, and you will get my suggestion. And in the future, I would like to continue exploring research, collaboration, and funding opportunities in the greater area of cybersecurity. And also, I would like to act as a cybersecurity liaison to the high-performance computing community. And with that, I would like to hand it over to Sriti, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Lenny. Sriti, would you?
Hi everyone. I'm Smriti Bhatt. I'm an assistant professor of computer science at Texas A&M San Antonio. So I'm involved in teaching, research, and various other activities, service, and diversity at my institution here. And when I knew about the Trusted CI program and the fellowship program, I was really interested to become a part of it. As my research area myself, it's security and privacy, mainly IoT and cloud security. So I was interested in this Trusted CI fellowship program, as they have a lot of resources about cybersecurity, and there was a virtual institute, as well as there were opportunities that were available to participate in conferences. So these are already mentioned by Dana, but it's a very, very nice opportunity for researchers who are trying to expand their knowledge in cybersecurity and cyber infrastructure. So I wanted mainly to learn more about the Trusted CI and cyber infrastructure and how my research could overlap, or there would be collaborative opportunities that these research areas can be merged, and I can expand my knowledge on that. The Virtual Institute have been very helpful in that. There are very diverse range of topics that we covered, ranging from open science, cybersecurity, to privacy, very detailed talk on privacy. That was one of the very interesting ones. Besides all of them, they provide you knowledge on different aspects, and it really expanded my knowledge in different areas, especially the cyber infrastructure and Trusted CI. And the other thing, or the other part, we can say that's networking and collaboration. We learned a lot we interacted with the 2019 fellows. We have a great group here with the 2020 fellows with all of us. And I plan to get involved in future as well with this program. And I would highly encourage if someone is planning to apply, based on all the different resources that you get and experiences that you learn, and the connections that you'll make in the future. I envision to apply this knowledge that I have learned to my community back here. I'm involved in the NSF grant for the research facilitation. So all the knowledge that I'm learning, I'm working on to incorporate here at my institution, and make sure that I can apply it back to as a liaison, right? That's one of the other objectives. So overall, that's been my experience, and it has been a great experience. So I would say, if you are interested, I would highly encourage you to apply to the program. And if you have any questions, just like Lenny said earlier, I would be happy to help or answer any questions that you might have, even with the application or just general questions. Okay, and I would like to thank finally to Dana and Vaughn for their support and always helping us with everything we need, and all the fellows as well here. Thank you.
Thank you, Smriti. It's very nice. And Tanya from outer
Hi,
space.
everybody. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Tanya Davis, and I'm an assistant professor at Alabama A&M University. And I'm a bit different. I'm a social psychologist and a licensed counselor. Also the program coordinator at Alabama A&M, the graduate psychology program. And so I love the Trusted CI program. I'm starting with the end in mind by telling you that I love the program and the networking. It's a great bunch of fellows. But the reason that I applied, it was twofold. I had an interest in technology-infused mental health interventions and behavioral cybersecurity. So in my line of work, we tend to say that behaviors say a lot, but I didn't understand to the extent the security risks. So training counselors to become, or training students to become psychologists and counselors in this new day and time, we are in, we have so much technology that's infused. And so if you think about telemental health or behavioral health, there are new mediums for operating those services, but new mediums bring about new security risks. So I was very much so unaware of that. And so the CIO at our university recommended this fellowship because it offered opportunities for training from a different perspective. For the most part, cybersecurity had been really studied from computer science personnel or information technology specialists from that perspective, not really from the perspective of a social scientist. So I think that was appealing to me, and I hope to Trusted CI, obviously, because they selected me. But I wanted a different perspective in order to be able to train students. My goals, I wanted to learn about cybersecurity infrastructures. That's what I have learned so much from this fellowship about, the infrastructures. Now, there's a lot of technical aspects of cybersecurity that social scientists aren't familiar with. And so helping bridge that gap is one of the benefits that I have learned or gained through participating in this fellowship. I loved all of the talks. What has stood out for me was Jim Basney's talk on federated ID. So my hope is to come back and work with our CIO on projects, not just related to federated ID, but also to raise awareness about privacy and security related issues. Because from a behavioral cybersecurity standpoint, online behaviors very much so mimic everyday behaviors. So understanding how people make decisions online as it relates to campus is very important. How students click on phishing emails or not, whether students are aware of the need to not be impulsive in their online behavior. So those are some projects and things that I hope to work on with our CIO on campus, more from an academic standpoint. But I definitely encourage you, if you're looking to expand your perspective beyond just a technical one, this is a great bunch that Trusted CI has put together. I think they're moving to have a more interdisciplinary approach to selecting fellows. So I think it would be a wonderful opportunity. The networking is really phenomenal. Very often, what I'm talking about in my research is psychology. And so to hear so many technical people be interested in the human component as it relates to decision-making and building structures, that's been very helpful to me. And I think that you would learn quite a lot from the folks on this panel, as well as from Trusted CI. So that's my talk. I'm passing it over next to my colleague, Laura.
Thank you, Tanya. Laura?
Hey, I'm Laura Christofferson. I work for RINSI at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. It's a research computing institute. And my background, I'm also from a social science background, but also from an arts background. My degrees are from information science and also from theater, and I did art. So when Jerry was talking about folks who come from different backgrounds, that's not only Tanya, but me as well. I just want to say this has been an awesome program for me. It's been really great. I've met a lot of interesting people. The talks have been fantastic. I've got to learn things or see things that I didn't really anticipate. You know, Kate had given the keynote the other day, and she talked about how security people were telling her that her work was actually relevant to security, but she had not thought of mis and disinformation as being relevant to security. And I hadn't either until I was talking with Anita Nikolic, who I met as a result of Vaughn put me in touch with her. And she was also one of our speakers for the Trusted CI various talks. And she was letting me know that. And she also told me, you know, read this book, you'll like this. So I've gotten to meet, whatever. I'm also supposedly interested in language, but I clearly don't have a grasp of English grammar. Anyway, I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of cool people in addition to the fellows, but also a lot of the speakers. I've gotten to see things about security that I had not really expected before. So I've had some surprises. The human side of security has been really emphasized, which has been really great for me because I find that fascinating, being a social scientist. I got to go to secret hacker conferences. Well, they're not secret. I've got to go to Black Hat and DEF CON, which was really cool as a result of this. And I'm getting to do some work with some other folks in Trusted CI. So it's been a wonderful opportunity. And if you are on the fence about this at all, I encourage you, just go ahead and apply. What can hurt? You'll never know if you get in unless you apply. If you don't apply, you won't get in. My nephew didn't apply to get into UNC because he thought he couldn't get in. Well, if you don't apply, you're not going to get in. So apply if you're interested. That's all I have to say. Sorry, I'm a little kooky today.
Thank you, Laura. I love the kooky. I know you might have seen cybersecurity Kat just passed by as well, so she's ready. So I want to thank you, Laura. Thank you, everyone on the panel. We do have a few minutes for questions if anyone wants to raise their hand. I don't know that I can get Huva to reload at this point, so if you have questions, I also have one little short thing to do before we end the time. And maybe I will do that while I wait for hands to raise. Because normally if we would be meeting in person, I would be presenting you all with a little token of our appreciation. And so since that can't happen right now, I'm just going to show you a picture. So there they go. So these are your official Trusted CI Fellow plaques that will come to you in the mail, I suppose. So I just want to thank you all very much for all of that. And that's the picture. So are there any questions from anyone or any other words from the fellows that you'd like to share? We can also remind people that there is if you go to trustedci.org/fellows, you can see the link to the application. There's also a long video there from a webinar we did, I think, last fall, that describes a whole lot about the application process. And then again, Monday, the 28th, I believe, we have a office hours. So you can come visit us on Slack or reach out to any of us. I think I'm certainly welcome requests for information, as do all these fellows. There's also a list of the 2019 fellows that you can also ask about their experience. So.
Dana, do you see the question there that came in?
I do not. Can you
okay, I'll read it to you, sure. Coming out of this, have any of you changed your 5-year plan based on your experiences in the program?
That's a great question. Any takers? Jay.
Hi, yes, thank you for the question. That's very good. So whenever we set up our 5-year plans, that day that we set it up, we kind of figured, this is a good plan. That plan usually changes, and programs like Trusted CI, I think one of its features is it makes you relook at what you do on a daily basis. And for me, my eyes are open because I see that, the things I used to do, they were good enough, but once you go to the Trusted CI experience, you discover that there's something better. And so I have gone through my future plans, and I have a new direction, and I have a new interest in looking at what I took for granted. I assumed that my security was just good enough. But even with the help of our speakers, but also from my local leadership at UTD, they say, hey, Jerry, we really need to take a look at our CI. Is it really as secure as we think it is? And the answer is probably no, because as time goes on, the bad guys learn how to do what they do better. So we on our side must also learn how to do things better. So that's where Trusted CI comes in, and it just brings more awareness to our environment. So we should never sit back and say, I'm done, I'm finished with what I'm doing. We should rather say, what can I do better to improve my security? What can I do better to secure my cyber infrastructure?
Thank you, Jerry. Does anybody else have like a 20-second answer? Because I know we're on a tight timeline to get to the next session. Okay. Well, so the question is in Huva chat, so if there's other questions, the fellows and I can go over there and answer them. And I just want to thank everyone so much for your indulgence today, and we'll see, everybody knows, so go back to Huva, press the agenda button, and find the next Zoom link. Yes, everybody has the drill down? Okay. Thank you all very much. Thank you, fellows.
Thanks, Dana.
You all are welcome. Thanks, Dana.
Thank
Thank
you.
everybody.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
See you later, fellows.
Bye.
Bye.